Next up is Jesper Liss Thompson, who's going to read us some of his Los Angeles poems. Thank you, Jesper.
This is kind of one long poem, I think, more than poems. It's called #Love of God. Distilled water, a green top inhaler, a human voice, a flat screen, a tilted frame, a picture of Grant, a long gun. There is a phone, a lamp, a radio. There are towels and instructions of behavior, a bed, 2 shelves, a floor, 3 doors, there's a radiator, a window, a curtain, a floor, a ceiling, and then there are walls and skirting and stucco, there's cabling that runs along and up these walls, connecting clocks and amenities and lights and fans and other 20th century makeup, and there's eye in bed, naked, a head, eyes, ears, a mouth, a chest, a cock, an asshole, legs, feet, toes, and the arms and hands and fingers that hold the pen that marks the blows of the mind. 3 a.m. The city sounds as if it's come down. It sounds as if it's now readying itself rather than catering. It sounds has changed, now more subtle, more singular, the kind of sound you can identify as decadence and beginning. Like diamonds in the sky or sunset, the tilt explains it, proximity, delicate proximity. So there's a rule right there, so the imagined is an illusion. No, probably more of a necessity, a method. And this most iconic of images, Mother All Reason, chopping away at age, down, gone soon, and 3 a.m., so what? In the middle of the night, relative heads right. Who are you? And saying you, I also say I, and when I, you. Middle of the night, what? Perhaps when there's the least to say, defying gravity again and again. These guys shine like diamonds in the sky, back forth now. Like diamonds in the sky, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and more. So nothing happened following that curve. Gaining speed by submitting the body to fall, and then up, neutrality, gender-specific decline. And I'm talking body here, I'm talking mind, one thing, neutrality, impartiality. And the freak show it is to prefer the schizophrenia, which is a reality for some. Better styling and madness, only portable bed, is that the solution? Property, property. Property, attribute, right, you gotta move and you gotta learn. See there, what's that? Learn, the written being by all means and time, and who knows how to pose, how to avoid a pose. The technocrat doesn't pose, doesn't need to pose. He's less of the public figure, or the 3 a.m. pose, as she calls it. So what does he mean when he says that imagination? And what does he mean when he also says that things and experience should just be? Does he suggest that we should use imagination as a circumstance that allows exactly for this being in the now? Is he suggesting that carrying too much for capture fucks things up? Again, I'm writing from memory. 6 figures in a half circle facing the genius who inhabits a central point. He doesn't look frightening as such, but assured. I'm in Palermo, it's late in the summer. I don't remember if I went to the garden that evening or the following. The static outline that is the genius reminds me of his emblematic presence. 3 a.m. draws a mixed bag. I'll have some of those, please, and some of those. The body is heavy. It feels like circulation has dropped and everything operates at a minimum effect apart from the mind, that feisty little hotspot. I'm still here in the botanical garden, caught in allegories and namings, lying on my back to the back of things, unable to move. The genius and his shadow has become none. It's the middle of the night. Lovers are breathing heavily from all sides, fucking each other hard. The garden, an inferno of bodily outrage and discursive trolls. Everything is moving. 3 a.m. You know the skits you get from fast movement and a certain surface, the very precise audio markings that trace this movement. I hear those right now. It sounds like a single performer rehearsing with rigor. Wait, Garden or sunset. And I'm still thinking of those paintings and how they've become so much better the second time around. Sunset at sunset, what does it feel like? Is it because they've achieved neutrality? Because the question that was asked in the first instance, but now for sure has been answered by way of contradiction, and therein lies the art. I think of the orphan girl by Delacroix and her upward stare. I think of the crazy cruel depictions of Jesus being crucified by Matisse. A black painting, what does it do and how do we get to it? Naming, representation, plagiarism, nonsense. What is neutrality other than a state of mind perpetually responding? It's cold in here, I'm lying on my back to the back of the genius. The sun is hot, it's late afternoon. The genius, confident in his pose, keeps the frightened entertained. 3 a.m. Trying to locate reason, naked in bed, a molecule, a vegetable, an animal, a woman, a man. 3 a.m. 5 by 4 and a missed call from the UK. Glossy walls, a numb mind, white chicken spaceship from Foxtons. It's late in the afternoon. The genius dominates my view. I'm unable to move. I'm 1,000 years old. My body is fine, sane for sure. The skits, the markers, the general hum, the collective hum, the breathing, the fucking, the window to the back with a view of nothing but sounds of bodies. I call reception. Morning, sir. What can I do for you today? Turn the clocks back 1,000 years. Certainly, sir, and have a good day. 3 a.m. This body, this body, this body, this body. It's a quiet night apart from the hell which is this body. My mind operating in a strange haze tries its best at separating itself from this body. The room is by now familiar. This body lives here. 3 a.m. The body has blown, the trees are covered, the birds have died, the outline of the genius is eliminated in light green acid. The frightened are awake for the first time ever, sitting down, reposing for the night. 3 a.m. An outline from the door gives just light by which we see flesh or sunset. Spinning out of sight, flat light, neutral, pink going yellow, going green, going blue to purple to feverish yellow. H with a slight curve, orange, fierce orange, hasty escape, dark red, yellow, green, bright blue. A single star, a shoe, a ship, an aeroplane, a man, a woman, and oh my God, a drama seeking comfort in its informality. Informality, tender neutrality, a base, a light pink to beige to pale blue, and a mountain with ambition rising of you. Haze addressing the lone star, a police car, a wind with a sense of Pacific width embellished by its long ways, a choir, a camp, and the creatures coming out tonight. And so quiet for a moment, just nothing moves here, precedent, active, the dried, tick, attack, and the real.